Kind of makes me think if I were to like try to get my parents into gaming, what would I recommend?
Honestly, I think Vampire Survivors is a phenomenal first game.
I mean, it is because there's like a lot going on, and the control scheme is like pretty, simple.
And it has the obviously because the guy who made it used to be I think he had something to do with he worked in the gambling industry. The guy used to make.
Oh, really?
Which is why a lot of the mechanics are very fun and very addictive. Like when you open the crate. That's
sometimes
why
it's like 3 or 4.
Sometimes it's 3 and the music starts going oh,
big money, big money, big money.
Which honestly
that makes so much sense.
Yeah, which honestly makes opening the chests always kind of hype.
Yeah.
Even though you're probably just gonna get 1, but when you get a 5, you're like, it's pretty fucking hype. And so I think that game is perfect because it has so many addictive elements.
Yeah.
Which I think you kind of need that for a first game. You need to be addicted to really get into that grind.
Also, I think 2D is just easier than 3D in terms of like introducing someone into a game. Because I'm trying to think, like, how long did it take us to get used to like a 3D plane? Because it kind of felt simple because we went from like, I guess, Super Nintendo to like Mario 64.
But I remember like playing like Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, and that's a 2D platformer game, right? So it's like, oh, okay, left is left, right is right.
Yeah.
And then the first time I played Mario 64, I was like, hang on, up is forward.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
It's pretty confusing to start off.
I don't remember reprogramming my brain to like be okay with the 3D space.
I think isometric games are also really good to get people into because it's kind of like it's a pretty simple movement system, but you still get the nice 3D.
It's like 2.5D.
Yeah, which I think is really good.
Yeah, the only game, like, I don't know about my mom. My mom wasn't like never really into gaming, but my dad, he's played 2 games in his life. He's played Wolfenstein and Doom.
And
that's
that checks out so much. I'm like, of course.
And that's only because he was working at Logitech at the time, and Logitech were making the Doom, like the specific controllers for Doom and Wolfenstein, where it's like 2 knobs, and like one was to strafe and one was to like turn.
Bro.
Yeah.
So like he's played those games, but like, I don't know. Maybe he might be into Vampire Survivors, actually. It's kind of the same.
I genuinely think it's a really fun game to get people hooked on gaming because and it only really, when you first start off, you'll only ever last like max 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get a very short gameplay loop that's super satisfying.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of depth. So once they do get hooked, there's a lot there is to do. So I think it's a really good way to get those gamer juices flowing of like how to kind of optimize a build or the kind of fun stuff that's like really, really exciting about gaming, I think.
Yeah, I know a game my dad would be fucking addicted to if I could get him to that level. Because my dad, so I found out this Christmas holiday, my dad gets addicted really easily to puzzle games.
Okay.
Like for his Christmas present, I bought him this little like puzzle game that I saw on like YouTube Shorts where it's kind of like a physical puzzle system where you can move like blocks around, and it has like 500 different levels, and it comes with like different blocks that you set it up, and then you have to get one big red block into the final destination by just like moving it around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the car mobile app games. Move your bosses out of the way.
Like that shit. But it was like a physical board.
Yeah.
And I thought, my dad, I got it from my dad because I was like, oh, he does the Rubik's Cube every now and again. He does like, puzzles in the morning. He got really addicted to Wordle.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, my dad is like that kind of guy. He likes puzzles. So I get him that, thinking this will occupy him for like a good month or so. Within like 2 days, he gets to like the hardest fucking difficulty by grinding this shit out. He gets like level 250 out of like 500.
Yeah.
And I kind of I was like, what the fuck have you been doing? And then I realized I went downstairs and all I heard was boop, boop. And then I go to my office. I'd go up and I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed now. And I still hear boop. Boop.
And it like makes a noise.
Yeah. So when you get like the one, you can hear like the tiles being moved, and you can also hear the beep when the
so it's like electronic.
Yes, it's electronic as well. Okay. And then I realized on the second day, my dad's older gentleman now. He normally goes to bed early-ish. Something normally has to be really wrong for him to not go to bed early. And my mum told me, my mum wakes up and it's like 1 a.m. My dad normally goes to bed at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And my dad's just not in bed. My mom starts panicking, thinking, shit, what has happened?
Something's happened.
She fucking rushes downstairs. And what does she see? Boop. Boop.
Your dad was locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
That's gotta be some real fucking like gamer brain.
Oh, he
Stay
does.
awake
He
till
does.
long.
Bro's like L.
Yeah.
He's just locked
So
in.
I think if my dad ever gets to the point where, okay, so this is like a very simple game,
Yeah.
but like I think the perfect game for my dad, if he were able to get mechanically to that level, I think Portal would like destroy him. Like he,
Oh, true.
Portal would bend his bend his mind so much.
Did
And
your dad ever get into like Candy Crush or like any of those like mobile
do
puzzle
not
games?
my dad watches this. Do not
Okay. Because
Dad, do not Google that.
Because my dad, I just remembered the third game
no.
my dad got way too into was I think he's on like level 2000 on Candy
my
Crush.
God.
Because he's made it a thing now where every morning he'd make a coffee and he'd sit down with a coffee, open up his iPad and just play Candy Crush or like something equivalent to that of Candy Crush. And I remember I looked over one day and I was just like, oh, I wonder, because I played a little bit of Candy Crush when it first came out, as
Yeah.
did everyone. And I was like, oh, I wonder what level is that. I remember seeing it was like 2000 and something, and I was just like, I didn't even know this game had that many levels. He's on like the fucking like Tetris kill screen.
Your
of
dad
Candy
like
Crush.
what's it called? Like Cut the Rope. That was a good game back in the day. That was a fire game.
That was a fire game.
What's cut the rope?
It's like an old like mobile app, right?
Yeah, it's a mobile app and a game where
Yeah,
you
look it
have
up.
to you have to cut the rope,
Yeah.
but you have to cut it like normally there might be like 2 or 3 ropes all attached to like a
Oh
Yeah, do you
my
remember this
god,
game?
I remember this.
Your dad would love this. I think.
Holy shit, my
Yeah.
dad would love this.
I want to do a stream where I go back and beat it all in one go.
This game was fire.
I beat this back in the day. It was fucking
really?
awesome. Yeah. I remember I because this is back when apps were like good and they weren't microtransactions. They were just like
Yeah.
they were just like 99p or something.
Yeah.
99 cents. And I remember I bought all these ones like when I saved up money and I fucking played.
Yeah, that's what your dad can get into. These like old school like mobile games.
I think
like
he'd
Doodle
love
This
this.
is a really
Jump or
good
something.
puzzle.
Yeah.
I think the puzzles were pretty good on this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad loves. I think he just loves solving puzzles, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Anything to keep
Keep the brain juices flowing.
keep the neurons still firing. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's
Yeah,
honestly.
his fruit ninja, Dad.
Test your reflexes.
God, I'm trying to remember like the other games I played back in the day, like
Doodle
this.
Jump.
Doodle Jump. I was going, holy shit!
That game was fire.
Oh my
They
god!
made like an arcade game of that, like a physical one.
Oh, I saw
Really?
that.
When
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went to
yeah,
America,
yeah.
I saw it and I was like, what the
It was like a giant one,
Why is
right?
there a fucking Doodle Jump arcade machine? And like Angry Birds.
Oh my
How
god.
far did you
yeah.
get into Angry Birds? Because
Never.
obviously that was
No,
like
I
the
never played Angry
big
Birds.
thing.
I always hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
just
played a
thought it
little bit
wasn't
of it. I was definitely obsessed with Doodle Jump though back in the day.
Yeah.
Isn't
God,
this so
what a fire
fucking
game.
so fucking lame? When it's like in Japan, the fucking arcade games, and in the America, we get fucking Doodle Jump, the arcade game. Japan, you got like get in your fucking mech, pilot the mech,
Yeah.
fight other people in your mech suit. America, Doodle Jump, jump on the doodles.
I mean,
Hey, don't badmouth Doodle Jump, man.
yeah,
This is-
dude.
No,
I'll-
I am bad mouthing it.
This
I am.
is this is the OG.
I know it's OG. I was there, but come on, this shit shouldn't be in an arcade. This is so uninspired for an arcade
Dude,
game.
next time
Okay,
I go to
one of
American
the
Arcade, I'm
fire
playing this shit.
one of the fire arcade machines is the multiplayer Pac-Man.
Yes.
That's
I like-
actually
I like
That is a fun
that
one.
is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I find myself with that game, I'm always like, that's it. After we all put like $1 in each, and it's like over in like 2 minutes. Like,
Well,
what?
that is the big difference between Japanese arcades and arcades everywhere else in the
Yeah.
world. Where
100 yen can get you like 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay on a Japanese machine.
Yeah,
I'll,
that's
I'll know inflation has truly hit Japan once it's no longer 100 yen for 3 songs.
Once we get Doodle Jump on
Once I can go to, if I ever have to go to an arcade machine and I have to put like 200 yen in for 3 songs, I know it's over.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. Arcade's dead.
It's GG's.
well. The problem is that arcade machines just take a fuck ton of maintenance.
Space, maintenance, electricity.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do wonder though, like 3 minutes a song, you get 3 songs each, you get like a minute in between to like, it's 10 minutes per machine. It's kind of a lot of time. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of time. That's
Like-
why there's like 50 of the same machines
I know,
in
I
most
know.
places.
Yeah, like I've never been to an arcade, at least in the West, and I've always seen like the Guitar Hero fucking arcade. I've never seen one with like every control working.
Oh,
there's always like one button off.
Yeah.
or
People can't be trusted to take care of things.
I
Exactly.
remember there was like another one. It wasn't Guitar Hero, but it was like Drum Hero.
Oh yeah.
Where it was like the drum pad machines. And I remember I went to one, just one of the drumsticks, half of it was just missing. I'm just like, cool, thanks. Yeah. Who steals half a drumstick?
Probably some fucking drunk dickhead.
Yeah, it smashes it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's how it normally is. But that's why arcade machines work in Japan, because at least in the culture you got to take care of your shit here.
Exactly.
And I'm sure even then, at least there is more of a infrastructure for maintenance if you need some like specialized material or specialized stuff.
I feel like asking people to like touch the screen in Western, generally not good. In the UK, we get broken.
Yeah.
Hit the screen.
Yeah. It's like, don't smash the screen. It's like, okay, bang.
Yeah. I remember in the UK we had this when I was living in London, we had this like one arcade. I'm sure there's way more in London right now, but there was this one arcade. I think it was like LV Arcade or something like that. And it's
still there, I think.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Because the highlight of that arcade was like Bishi Bashi. This random fucking Japanese. Did you ever play Bishi Bashi?
That's a classic.
They've made so many versions of Japan.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had made so many versions of it in Japan.
You know, after all of the new and fancy arcade machines that come out, like in the Western
Bishi
Japan,
Bashi's fire.
you always go back to Bishi Bashi.
It's fire. It's basically like the Mario Party of arcades.
Yeah.
In the best way, except every gameplay is about bashing like 3 different.
Except if you had 2 brain cells.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So the original was like around like pressing a button.
Yeah.
And there's like tons of different mini games involving pressing a button. But the newer ones, they have like you've seen it, right? One with like the keyhole. Where you like pull out, it's like a circle, and you pull it in and out constantly, and do other stuff with it, and like turn it.
No,
and twist it.
I don't remember the last time I
It's
played
like Bishi
Bashi.
Bashi variants or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different versions now. I swear there's another one too, but there's like a.
Which one?
Oh no, maybe Bishi Bashi.
Bishi Bashi.
Just Bishi Bashi arcade.
Yeah, okay.
Arcade machine.
There's that. Yeah, that one's the default, but there's definitely.
It's a PlayStation game?
Oh, yeah.
Guess.
Oh shit. I had no
Keep
idea.
Scrolling down.
I haven't. Yeah, the ones I always see are these classic ones.
Yeah, but there's one. There's one where they have a different version. I've seen. Maybe it won't show off. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if you keep scrolling endlessly, Kai will find it. Yeah, there's that, but there's definitely a different version as well.
Yeah, what a fire game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get red, blue, and green each. That's right.
Yeah, you red, blue, and green, and every game.
Oh, that's a different one.
And the gameplay is basically revolved around bashing different buttons.
Yep.
You know,
You Bishi and you Bashi.
You just go full monkey brain. And the thing that surprised me was that this arcade machine was like, it lasted in London, and I did not expect an arcade machine where you literally bash buttons would last more than
it's an engineering marvel. The fact that this thing gets the absolute shit kicked out of it every single day, and it somehow is the one that survives the longest.
Right.
I don't even know how do you test that to make sure it can like withstand a bashing every day.
Just throw it into like a gorilla pen and see if it like lasts a day.
Yeah.